Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to teach you how to use Zoom application in a laptop or a desktop. So to get started, like you must know certain basic things. That is, see, you can use Zoom either in mobile phone or in a laptop or a desktop. But my suggestion would be like using mobile Zoom app in laptop or desktop because most of the functionalities are available rather than in the mobile version. So when you are using a laptop or a desktop, see to that you have webcam and headphones intact so that you can connect with the audio and video clearly. Okay, then the another important thing that you have to notice, like the documents that you want to share with your students, like PDF, PPT, Word, etc., has to be opened prior to the opening of the Zoom application. So you have to open before you are signing in the Zoom application. So here you could see like I have opened all the things and I have minimized all my applications. Then to get started with, first if you don't have a Zoom account, just go to the browser and then start typing in zoom.s. So it will be connecting to the website. So where you could see this is a web version of Zoom, where if you don't have account you have to sign up here. So once you get into the sign up page, like where you have to fill in all the details, and then you can download the Zoom application to your system or the laptop. Okay, so here I have already downloaded. Okay, I would suggest rather using the web version of Zoom application, you can use the desktop version. So I'll show you how to get started. Already I have downloaded this thing. Once you are signing up, it will be automatically downloaded. Okay, then I'll click on start Zoom. So I can minimize this thing. So start Zoom, it opens a dialog like this. Okay, then I can disable my face so that I can give you complete detail about this Zoom. So now join a meeting and sign in. First and foremost thing, you have to sign in. So you have to give in your Zoom account ID what you have given. So here my mail ID, there is the login credentials. So I have giving my mail ID here. Then I am giving my password which I gave for the Zoom account. Then I am giving sign in. So once I give sign in, it is connecting and it has opened. Now how to check whether it is signed in or not? You could see a green symbol saying that available. That means that I'm in Zoom right now. Now there here various options are there. First we will see schedule a meeting. So once you click this, you could see the topic, like what you want to give. For example, I am taking Java for second year, so I'll give Java session. If it is a first session, I'll give you session 1, and I can give the date when I'm going to take. For example, I'm going to take on Thursday, or and the time I can set, whether it's morning or afternoon I can set, and the maximum is 40 minutes only, since we are the basic version. 45 minutes, even if you set, it will be only for 40 minutes, so automatically it will be the meeting will end if it reaches 40 minutes. Okay, then meeting ID will be generated automatically, password, and these are the various options that we have. Like video you can turn on, the host can turn on, one who is hosting the meeting can turn on as soon as he gets into the meeting, and the audio I have connected with the telephone and computer audio. So if I like what, once I click on schedule, it will be scheduling the meeting. Then where I have to sign in and I have to see this in the dashboard. Now this is all about scheduling meeting, so that's all. And the second one is all about join a meeting. Join a meeting is like once you click on this, it will ask the meeting ID. So when you create a meeting, it will generate a meeting ID and password. That meeting ID has to be given here. Then after that it will ask the password, then you have to give the password, then you have to join the meeting. So before getting into the join meeting, let me go into this thing called new meeting. So this is what really important for all the teachers. So when I click on new meeting, it will open like this, and so I'm connected with my webcam, so I could you could see my face here. The first and foremost thing is go to the bottom where you could see like join audio, and then click on the arrow mark, go to the test speaker and microphone. Now in the speaker 1 it is having speakers or headphones. Since I am connected with the headphones, I just want to hear the ringtone, whether I am getting the ringtone or not. Yes, I am getting the ringtone, so I get yes, and then I have to speak and check whether my mic is working or not. It's perfect, so that's all. So I can give then I have to again click this thing and go audio settings. See to that everything what I have tested is in the names are here. You could just review all the other things, but as of now I am using my headphone, and then this is internal mic. I have various options, but I am using the internal mic here. You can increase the volume also by uncheck this. You can increase the volume, okay, and then you can adjust this. And in the advanced setting, the Zoom provides a beautiful option, like once you record this meeting, all your background noise and everything will be removed automatically. So they have implemented deep learning concept, and they have done this. Then coming back here at the advanced setting, that is what we have come across. Now I can close. I can then the next option is video. I can stop video. That means we won't be able to see our face, that is which is captured from the webcam. If I turned on, then I could see my face. Now here the option is video setting. So when you see here, it is enabling HD. Okay, that means when I record my video, my output will be in the HD format, high definition format. If I uncheck this, it will be in the normal format. Okay, so which will be very useful. You can reduce the file size and all those things. Okay, so that's this is what all is needed. Then if you go to the advanced part, denoise everything I have already told you. So rendering auto, everything will be once you record and end the meeting, automatically it will be record. So now I have to click on join audio, join with computer audio. Now I have joined with the computer audio. Now when I click on record, it will record the meeting. Now the moment I start clicking on the record, it starts recording the meeting. Okay, so this is where I have clicked this. So you could see in the top, it is recording the meeting. Okay, I can pause this recording also. If I wish, I want to take a break, and then I can pause and I can continue. Okay, so then the next thing, very important thing, is inviting the students. How to invite the students, manage participants. When I click on this, before that let me disable my video. Now going on to the manage participant, you could see only one participant here, and you could see the microphone is going up and down. That means that it is currently in use, and my video is disabled. That way it is in the cross symbol. And when I click on this, my start video, then you could see that cross symbol has gone. So this is how you check whether the particular participant is like video connected, audio connected or not. Now the next thing what you have to do is give invite, and then when you click on invite, it opens a dialog box like this. You can go for the email option or the contact option, whatever it is. Okay, so here you could see the meeting password. Okay, this is what when you join the meeting, you have to see this is the meeting ID and this is the meeting password that you have to give. So copy invitation. Okay, so once the invitation is copied, you have to share it in the WhatsApp. Now I cannot take my mobile and type all those things. What I am doing is I am having my WhatsApp web option. Okay, so what I can do is I can directly go to my class group. Okay, and then I just copy and then I paste. You could see the meeting ID and the password which is given here. Just give an enter. So all the information, the student meeting ID and password is given. The student just, if they click this, they'll join the room, and where they have to provide these two details, meeting ID and password. So this is all about inviting the students. Now coming back to the Zoom application. Now the other thing, once you start inviting all the students, they will be in the waiting room where you have to admit them. It will be asking admit option. So you have to give admit all when many participants are coming. Once all the students have added into the meeting room, minimum participant, what you can do is before starting the session, you can mute the session, mute the participant. That means you cannot hear what the participants are talking, only your voice will be there. That will be very best approach to do the online teaching. You won't have any disturbances. So when you click on this mute all, it will ask allow participant to unmute themselves. It is enabled actually. That means that they can unmute if they have any doubts. What they can is, once you'll be muting them before you start the session, suddenly if they have doubt, they can unmute themselves. So this is very important. So now I have muted all. If I want to unmute all, I can give it unmute all. So this is the next thing. The next another thing what you have to see here is like the screen share. And when you talk about screen share, the various options are here. Only one participant can share at a time, that is you yourself. Don't allow multiple participants to share at a time, so that you must be very careful. So advanced sharing option, that is also here. Only one participant who can share, a host or all participant. You can select only host here, or you can select all participant here. So that's quite a simple thing. Okay, then the next, when you talk about the next option, that is the screen share. So when you talk about the screen share, when I click on this, there are various things I can share. First and foremost thing, I'll tell you about the whiteboard. So when I tell about the whiteboard, just click on the whiteboard and share. So the students can able to see the whiteboard now. Yes, now the whiteboard is displayed here. Now I can make some drawing here. And see to that the students does not also use this whiteboard, because when you draw they can even scribble on the same whiteboard. So what you have to do is go to the options here, then you have more button where you can see disable participant annotations, that is they cannot annotate on your whiteboard. So when you enable it, they can annotate. Now it is disabled, so they cannot annotate. So this is a very important feature that you must understand. Then I can clear this. Okay, clear all drawings, it will clear. And then I can use text also. Just click on typing. So how many lines if you want, you can type. So these are the very useful thing that Zoom has provided in the whiteboard. Now if I want to stop the share, just click on the stop share. So again it comes back to the main screen. Now again the next share screen is like the entire screen of my laptop or the system. So I can choose the screen option here, then I can share. This means that my entire computer is being shared now. Now whatever I do with my computer is visible to my students. For example, I want to open this PPT, I can go ahead with this PPT. For example, I minimized this some PPT, so I'm just opening this PPT, so students can able to see this PPT directly. Okay, then I can go to the slideshow option. Then from the beginning I can make them to view. And for example, if I want to annotate this PPT, you could go to the top where you can see annotate. Now when I click on this, you can go and highlight some part, like I'm highlighting interface name. Now this can be highlighted. Now the thing is, what you have to understand is, now I want to go to the next slide. If I click the arrow button, it won't go because still it is in the draw mode. So what I have to do is, first I have to go from the draw mode by giving again like I have to click the mouse. Now click on the slide again, then I have to move. Then I have to move to the next slide. Now you could see the drawing which I have drawn or annotate over the last slide is here in the next slide also, all the slides. Why? Because it is a common in a layout. So what I have to do is clear all drawings, then click the PPT, then it will move on to the next slides. So this is a very important thing that you have to understand when you annotate in the PowerPoint presentation. So that's all about screen sharing. Like about the entire screen sharing, you can share even particular application. I want to share any Word document, for example, show all windows. You could see a Word document, and they could see my Word document here, PDF here. So the difference between the entire screen share and a particular application screen share, the entire screen share you can open multiple documents at a time, but in a application screen share only you can open one document. If I am trying to open another document, it is only visible to me, the participant, they cannot able to see that. It will be showing some dark window, dark color layout there. So this is what the difference between the entire screen sharing and this one. So The next one what we have to see is the chat option, where you can chat with all the students. You could say hi to everyone or whatever the message you want to convey, or to any particular student. Now here only myself is there, so if there are 10 to 20 students are there, I can with the help of their name I can chat with them privately, so they can also chat with me privately. So this is another option, very interesting option that you can understand. Now the next thing what I want to tell you is, like when you end this meeting, you are since I've started recording this thing, when I give on end meeting, so all my thing will be recorded. So I've signed out from I've ended my meeting. So while you are ending meeting, don't press on leave meeting, give end meeting for all, so that others cannot chat. It completely comes out from the meeting hall, and then you could see this mp4 file, which is the video file. That is the what are all the things I've done with the Zoom. It will be recorded, and this is the audio only file. So this is a beautiful feature where you can separately share the audio or the video. Okay, so this is all about Zoom. I hope you all have understood what I have conveyed. If you have any doubts and queries, you can contact me at any time. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Be safe. See you soon in the college. Take care. Bye bye.